The series starts with a flashback of what happened 3 years ago. On an island, there are gigantic ants causing havoc. There are people on the island who are currently engaged with the ants, but are getting massacred. Suddenly, a skilled hunter named Byingu comes to help. He uses a short pole to kill the ants. That's a very weird weapon. Let us just call it that. He also uses healing magic to save them. Nice, but he is not our MC. When an ant tries to sneak up on him, his teammates emerge and save him. They are Yoonho and Yoonseok. They get rid of the red ants really fast. In another part of the island, we also see Guild Master Choi fighting the ants. They explain that 10 years ago, portals to another dimension opened all over the world. These portals brought in monsters and mysterious creatures. People who could fight these monsters are called awakened beings or hunters, with the strongest being S rank and the weakest being E rank. In today's time, a portal opens at a construction site, and a group of hunters goes to check it out. A fat guy named Park shows up and greets Kim. A frail-looking Sung Jin Woo arrives, and suddenly everyone gets a burst of happiness. He is our MC, and he is the weakest hunter alive. What a pathetic loser, right? And he knows it. Sung talks to a redhead girl named Juhee. Our MC might be weak, but still got Riz. A guy named Song Cheol introduces himself as the raid leader, guiding the hunters into a portal. In the Hunter Association, the chairman talks to a subordinate about hunters making money by selling essence stones from defeated monsters. The story quickly shifts to Sung Jinwoo, who gets an essence stone after beating a tough monster. But he instantly gets attacked again, being saved by Park. Really pathetic and weak mech we got here. As they beat the boss, they are bummed because they got little to no loot in the dungeon. Suddenly, a man comes up on a cave in the dungeon, and they end up going inside the cave. It is disclosed that after defeating the boss, the party only has 1 hour to leave the dungeon. Jinwoo talks to Juhee and gets scolded by her. Amidst this, Juhee nervously asks Jinwoo on a date. Well, consider me jealous. And they reach a gate. The hunters open the door to find a huge hall with gigantic figures, with the biggest and most intimidating one on a throne. They discover writings on a tablet. Juhee says she saw the big statue's eyes move, and suddenly the heavy door seals shut behind them. A guy approaches the door and gets his head cut off by the statue guarding it. Now that's an easy yet gruesome way for a background character to die. This shocking event leaves the party scared and afraid for their lives. Who wouldn't? When Hunter Sung sees the statue's eyes move, he warns his teammates. The statue shoots lasers from its eyes, completely burning one person, but others dodge it because of Jinwoo's warning. The fear spreads through the party as they realize the seriousness of the situation. Song coming up to Sung and thanking him for saving their lives. Song thinks that the statue is an S rank, or even above. Sung wonders if the god mentioned in the text could be the giant statue itself. One party member, out of fear and cockiness, tries to rely on his speed to escape, but instantly gets killed by the giant statue's laser. Another background character dies just like that. Sung thinks harder on the commandment on the tablet, worship the god. After that, Sung bows to the statue. The statue stops attacking, and they manage to escape death. At least for now. The god statue then stands up and comes towards the hunters. Song asks Sung what they should do next, and Sung remembers the second commandment, praise the god. A male hunter tries praying to the god statue, but unfortunately, the statue kills him. The statue also kills a female hunter, making the heroes run away. What a killing spree. Park tries to get far from the god statue, but ends up getting killed as well. Sung sees some statues with instruments nearby. Song and another ally go near these statues, and they start playing the instrument, hence praising the god. Sung and Juhee run to one of the statues. Sung leaves Juhee there and runs for another statue. Before Sung almost gets killed at the god statue's feet, he reaches a nearby instrument carrying statue just in time, saving his life. The god statue goes back to its seat. Juhee rushes over to Sung, and in all horror sees that he lost one of his legs. While Juhi heals Sung's wound, suddenly, the god statue summons an altar. They remember the third commandment, that is, believe in the god. Out of nowhere, flames start appearing around the altar. Sung asks two hunters to take him there so he can observe it. Sung asks Kim and Juhi to enter the altar's domain. Suddenly, several statues approach them, and Sung tells everyone to keep an eye on them. A female hunter can't handle the pressure and runs away and gets safely out of the door. Another hunter can't handle the pressure, drops Sung, and runs in the same direction the woman did. Sung tells all of them to keep watching the statue. He believes the blue flames around them work as a timer, and once they're gone, they can leave. Kim also decides to leave. Song tells Juhi to go with Sung and leave him behind. Juhi tries to leave but realizes she can't move her legs. Sung tells Song to go with Juhi, so Song knocks her out and leaves Sung alone. As Sung attempts to fight back, the statues overpower him. In the midst of this harsh beating, just before the last flame goes out and a statue moves in to attack Sung, a screen appears in front of him. The log informs Sung that he's eligible to become a player and gives him 2 seconds to accept the offer. Otherwise, he'll die. The episode concludes with Sung accepting the offer. Sung waking up in a hospital bed. His injuries from the statues are no longer there. Woo, the manager of the Hunter Association's surveillance team, and his partner Kang came into Sung's room. Woo tells Sung that when they arrived, they only found Sung lying on the ground, and there was no temple or statues. Woo asks Sung if he had a second awakening. Sung wonders about it and checks Kang's mana meter to see if the same thing happened to him. Unfortunately, Sung's mana levels haven't changed. Why is he so bummed? Well, at least you still have your leg. In his room, Sung is surprised that they didn't ask him about the window screen in front of him. Bro definitely thinks he's on shrooms. He plays around with the window screen for a bit, and Sung learns that he's now the player and has to complete a daily strength training quest. The system warns him of penalties if he doesn't follow the system's demands and mentions a reward, but Sung is unsure about it all. In the hospital, the window screen tells Sung that he didn't complete his daily task. Suddenly, Sung finds himself in a desert-like place with a huge centipede looming over him. The window screen informs Sung that he must survive for 4 hours since he failed the daily quest. Sung runs for his life, manages to complete the quest, and ends up back in the hospital. I'll be damned if he misses his daily tasks now this early. Juhi arrives at the hospital. She sees Sung running outside and goes to confront him. Meanwhile, we find out that Sung completed his daily strength training quest. Additionally, Sung talks about what he learned about the player development system and the 3 types of rewards he gets for completing quests. These rewards include complete recovery, ability points, and a random loot box that often contains various items. Sung goes back to his hospital room to check what's in today's loot box. He finds a key that lets him teleport to an instance dungeon. Sung is curious about what that is. We see a series of scenes where Sung completes his daily quests. In his hospital room, Sung decides to focus most of his ability points on increasing his strength. Then he goes to Hakjong Station and uses the loot box key to enter an instance dungeon. Suddenly, the dungeon closes and the window screen tells Sung that he must defeat the dungeon's boss or use a teleportation stone to go home. Well, he's screwed. Sung faces several goblins and defeats them. Then a steel-fanged lichen appears, making Sung uneasy. He's worried because he knows he can't rely on anyone to heal him if the lichen injures or kills him. The episode ends with the lichen leaping towards Sung.
That's our recap for today. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and enable the notification bell.